Hi, welcome back everyone. Welcome back on the final stretch for this piece. And happy Halloween, everyone. Yeah, I did not manage to record the final part yesterday when I recorded the second part. That's by this time already uploaded and already online for you to see. So, yeah, I did not hit my self-set deadline. But hey, what better day to finish this part or this page off than Halloween, right? As you see, I already jumped ahead a little bit, but I left parts of each and every cat to tackle today together with you. And yeah, I think the basing part you've seen enough by now. And for the most part, I used Derwent Inktense again, except for the bandages for the mummy. That's based with beige Neocolor too, but the rest is all based with Derwent Inktense as we did with the page before. So I would say let's finish up the faces, the little ghosty boy, and her face too. As you can see, I decided already, as I said, on the colors, so she will stay white, and a little tiger, kitty cat, tabby cat, a black grayish one, and a ragdoll one. So, okay, let's bring you down, and then we start. I think we start with the white cat on this side and the little ghost. Now I hope I remember which colors I used because my desk is a hot mess as always. I finished very late last night and I just left everything out. So I bring out the cool grays. Yeah, cool gray. And what I use very often for white is actually slate gray. It's more of a bluish color and more of a cold color. White and black. Okay, so I start. One is missing. Something's missing. No, it's French gray. There's a bright one missing. I think it's 10%. French gray. Yeah, there it is. 10%. Okay, and I just lay down a base. Although you can't see it properly, but it would help. It will help to blend it later on. So also we will have some shadow area, although she's a white cat, but from her head and stuff we will have a little bit of shadow, and therefore she will not be completely white. So, and I looked through the pages that I colored in this book before, and she's on almost every page with her little boy. I decided that's a mommy and that's her baby boy. And in all the pages I colored her, she's white, and I would stick to that. I think that's cute. Okay, just very rough, very loose. And the blending part will come later on. And I tilted the camera a little bit to get rid of some of the sheen from the surface, since the Prismacolor get very shiny later when you have a closed surface, so to say, and then it's even more hard to get the lighting right. And so I tilted the camera just a teeny tiny bit, but now my hand is casting a shadow. I hope that's okay. I mean, there's one dead that you have to take, right? But so then I just color in a little bit of a nose bridge. Just very light-handed. And I was so mad at myself yesterday that I could absolutely not finish it yesterday. I was almost cross-eyed yesterday night when I just had to call it a day. But I mean, I can only start that late with work and everything. And so there was just no way that I could finish it yesterday. Okay, cool gray 50. We are getting a little darker now. The head part, slowly pushing down that shadow a bit. Be careful not to make her look gray instead of white. But okay. Okay, then the slate gray. Slate gray, yeah. As I said, now I'm working pretty light-handed. I don't want to have the rough pencil strokes. But the edges need to be a little bit darker to make it look a little bit more 3D. Okay, next one, cool gray 90. I took it out of the extender and taped it to the back of a new pencil. I did this with the white one too yesterday because I just couldn't sharpen them anymore with the extender. Ooh, that was a harsh line, but it's okay. There should be a dark shadow anyway, so it's okay. Also, now that we are heading to fall, to autumn, the lighting outside is a problem too, since I'm sitting directly next to a window, not in front of a window, but next to it. And I realized that as soon as it gets darker, it's very hard for me to get the recording at least kind of true to color. So I have a time limit. And what I tried to record yesterday just looked awful. And I don't want to upload that or use that even, but there wasn't much that I recorded, just a teeny tiny bit of the basing. But as I said in the beginning, you saw me activating Inktense enough in these parts for this page, so I think it's okay. Okay, she's already coming to life, I think. So that's black, just the tiniest bit. Okay, just teeny tiny bit here. Okay. 50%. That's all the cool grays. Around the mouth. And I think slate gray. Just around the eyes a tiny bit. Okay, I think that's already enough. If I would use more, she would look gray and not white anymore. So for now, that's okay. Maybe we come back later on. We would see. Okay, let's finish her off. So we jump to her hat. And we stick to the gray colors, the cool gray colors, starting with 90%. Go in very rough. I mean, it's a black hat. Here you can go harsh. Pressing quite hard compared to what we did on her face. Already thinking about where I want a little bit of the brighter areas, like down here. So not cover it completely. To give it a little bit more structure. And make it look little bit wrinkly and folded. But not super realistic. First of all, I don't have the time for that since I want to bring you this part today. But second of all, I don't feel very in the mood for realism and thinking everything through at this point, so just let it flow. Maybe it looks better when I bring you up a notch. Then you can see it better, I think. Yeah, that looks better. The other thing was too close. Okay, can work with that. And for the head, I brought in some jade green for the lighter parts. And I based this with charcoal gray from the Derwent Inktense. It has a little teeny tiny bit of a greenish grayish tone. That's what I wanted for this. And I just laid it down so I have something to blend into, because the Inktense alone doesn't blend very well. Then we go to cool gray 50% and start blending together. The 90% and the jade green. That's just exactly what I did with her dress. And I think it is also pretty exactly the speed that I colored the dress in. But I have to remind myself, either start, I mean, I started this page pretty early, but then stick to it to hit the deadline of a holiday. So I have to consider that when I decide to do a Christmas page. Maybe I should start now for a Christmas page to get it in time without stressing myself out. We would see. So, yes, but I already saw some comments under the first two parts that I uploaded. Some of you have already seen them, and I really want to say thank you all. Thank you for sticking with me. Although you had to wait so long for me to bring something new up. But I think I said it in the first part or in the second, I'm not sure. Sometimes life is busy and sometimes you just lose your mojo over it. And sometimes sitting down, even though you love to color, and even though you color, although I did not do that very often, but if you sit down and color, sometimes you're just not in the mood to record it. But it's just because it's just a whole other thing when you color while recording, or if you color just for yourself and get up every 5 minutes to make a break. And that's something I do pretty often, but you can't do this while you're recording. I mean, I could pause and just make sure to come back in the same move that I did when I paused the recording, but sometimes you just don't feel it. And I don't want to upload super crappy videos just because I think I have to upload. I hope that's fine for you. Okay, blending it here and there, and I think you can see we are getting there. The white, as you can see, this one I taped too, but it doesn't hold up that good, mainly because the extender scraped off the colored parts, and the tape doesn't stick on the pure wood as good. And yeah. Okay, then back to 90%. Once again, we are just working now back and forth through the colors that we used before. Like the 90% black, 50% jade green, white. Just deepen it, blend it, make it darker color over the lines. Very good. Not that it is super visible when you color over the lines with black or dark gray. That's a good thing. Okay. I think that I like that. Okay, black again. Try not to use too much and try not to color over the lines again. Okay, I think I'm fine with that. It looks a little twisted now. I like that. At least I think it looks a little bit twisted. I think I like that. Okay. Wow, we are rushing through today. Love it. Then the red part. I think I used. What did I use? These ones? Something else? No, I don't think so. So we have Black Raspberry, we have Crimson Lake, Scarlet Lake, Permanent Red, and Espresso. So I once again start from the darkest color to the lightest. Okay. Scribble it in. Favorite thing to do. And espresso. So the espresso is my shadow color for this one. Okay. Then I used cream, right? Oh yeah, as you can maybe see from the red tip, I used that one for highlights that you can barely see now. Okay, let's try with white. Doesn't make too much, doesn't do too much. But yeah, okay, the little thingy here, sorry, mineral orange. Now I'm just winging it. I haven't colored anything golden on this page yet, so now I'm just use whatever I have on the desk laying around. I'm not picking colors just for gold for this little teeny tiny piece here. Chocolate. Okay, and black. Okay, and Jasmine. I still haven't Googled how to pronounce this. So anyway, in German it's Jasmin. So I would stick to that. Okay, and a tiny bit of white gel pen. Because why not? It's laying around anyway, so why not? Okay, it's fine for me. There she is. Isn't she pretty? And she's white. She's not gray, she's white. I like that. Okay, jumping over to Ghosty Boy. I left out this side, as you can see, and one of his legs. So once again, we stick with the cool grays. Let me just remove the red ones. I know myself. I just grab whatever's there, and then I have a red ghost. I don't want that. Okay, so we have cool gray 30%, 50%, 10%. No, jade, I don't need any more. 70% and slate gray. Okay, here we are. Here we go. Just mapping out for myself where I want it to be a little darker with the slate gray. It's completely random which color I pick at this moment. So, but if I would use the 10% or 30% to map out where I want the shadows to be, I would probably lose it. So I stopped in this case with a darker color, just to help myself out and not losing it. So this can be a little darker. Up here. Okay. A little shadow here. Okay. Under his hoodie, there will be a shadow. And on the bottom of his hand, paw. Around her paw. Okay. Then I jump to a darker color. Let's take the 70% and once again go back in there. We just laid down our map colors, our guide colors, however you want to call them. Okay. And I mean, if you color something white, funny enough, especially for the white stuff, you need a lot of shadows to make it look real. And especially for white, you need quite dark colors to make it look white. So I get why people are struggling with coloring white. Guess that's something you have to wrap your head around, that you have to color dark in order to get light. Doesn't make sense in the first place. Where's the 20%? Cool gray 20, there. Okay. Okay. Now, once again, I'm starting to blend it out in the bigger spaces a little bit with the cool gray 20%, pressing relatively hard. Okay. This part is not too bright, so let's push the shadow down a little bit more. Okay, then we jump to 50%. Blend the colors, then we lay down together a little bit more, from the darkest to the lightest, but not pushing it too much into the white area, just in there where it should be darker. Okay. And then the 90% for the really dark wrinkles. I think he's coming to life, right? I mean, do ghosts come to life? Most of the time we don't want that, right? But it's Halloween. If there's one day where I'm okay when they come to life, then today. Although I have to admit, I mean, in Germany we have Halloween, yes, but it's not that big of a deal as for Americans. It makes sense. It's not one of our holidays. We just jumped on the train, I guess. So I get that, but I have to say I don't really celebrate Halloween, so I don't have decorations and stuff since it's just not. Yeah, I we have kitties here that walk around and trick or treat, but mostly the very small ones and with their parents. And I'm not sure until what age it's common in America to trick or treat, to what age. But most of the adults here don't celebrate Halloween. So even if they go trick and treat, I get that's not very easy since most of us don't celebrate. We have an actual holiday tomorrow, but it's not Halloween related. I think it just happens to fall on the same date. But it's something religious, Christian stuff. But it's not Halloween. Okay. If you could actually see the colors, that would be great. Then you could see that it has a little bit of a little bluish hint to make it look really cool gray. Maybe you can see it afterwards when I zoom out, to show you the whole picture. But for that, I think the ghost is also done. Yeah, I'm getting there. Okay, jump to his little feet. And start with cool gray 30%. I'm not sure if this leg is broken. I guess not. I think it's okay. I think the joint is going in the right direction. Okay. Okay. The bands around his little feet and on the upper thigh, just on the outside. So the inner side we don't see here, so we can go over the whole leg with the stripes. And he is actually a gray cat. I hope that you can see a little bit of the difference. So he is darker than her. Okay. Oh, so yeah, what I forgot. So although I don't celebrate Halloween, I really like the pages. The Halloween pages. I think they're cute. Even though it's not my holiday. But yeah. But I also have to admit, Halloween is a way cooler holiday than the one we celebrate. I get that it's way more fun to celebrate your holiday. Even though I can guarantee you, most of us that are just jumped on the train for Halloween have no idea why you are celebrating it. And I also have to admit, if it wasn't for Supernatural, the series, the show, I would probably not have known it either. I'm sorry, I admit. But yeah, so. But yes, anyway, that means I have a 1 day off work tomorrow. So thanks to any any reason why it's a holiday tomorrow. Thank you. I go with that. I take it. Okay, that's cool gray 90%. Now we have to think again about the shadow under his little costume. Darken that area. Now we will lose one of the stripes, but the shadow makes more sense. So we have to sacrifice the stripe. Okay. Then the paw pads. It's clay rose, pink rose, and henna. The lightest one, the pink rose. And yes, he has white paws, so I left that white for a reason. But it's so teeny tiny, if I would start to try to shade it, I would just lose it and then it would be a gray paw again. So I just decided to leave it as it is, also with the other one. Because it's just too small. Especially when you're using pencils. I mean, you have to scribble the tip of your pencil on the paper, and therefore you need at least a little bit of space to move your pencil around to get the color down. And if it's so teeny tiny, then I just don't do it. Okay, and espresso, just for the edge. I try to not cover what I'm doing with my hand, but I cannot always do it. And then henna again. And I think that's it. Okay, one side done. Then the black cat. That was super simple. I made it myself super simple. So cool gray 90%. And just basically color it in very rough. I don't try to cover all of the base, so it shines through. A little bit lighter. And try to go in one direction. And for this cat, or these cats general, I don't try to flick in some fur. That's too much. Also, I would not do that with Prismacolor since they are too soft. And I would have to sharpen them constantly. And that's something that's done better with a harder pencil. But I will not change the pencils at that stage of the page, so no. I will just color them in like that and just not do it too carefully and leave some spaces so it appears not too solid. And that already works pretty good. Just color at least in the direction that the fur would go if I would color it hair by hair, but not actually do it as fur. So I think that's already okay. We'll bring in a little bit of black later on and maybe a little bit of white to brighten some areas, but that's basically all I did with the rest of him. I think he's a boy. That's a girl, that's a boy, that's a boy, that's a girl. For me, in my imagination. Okay. Okay. Then a little bit of a brighter. Oh, yeah. Cool gray 30% could work. Okay. Then black. Not pressing too hard now. Whoops. Yep. Who cares about lines, right? Okay. 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 White just a little bit there. So with this one I really can't press too hard because, as I said, the tape doesn't hold up too good and it's wobbly a little bit. Not too bad, I could still use it, but you can feel that it's wobbly. Okay. A bit here. Yeah, I can live with that. Then the same colors that I used for the paw pads, I will use for his mouth. Okay, clay rose. Henna. But now I will bring in some espresso and dark gray as well. If I can find espresso, yeah. Okay, blending that a little bit out. And then dark gray. Not too much because he's already so dark. Won't need that much. Okay, then we go with a clay rose into his ears too. So the inside of his ears should look a little bit rosy. Fun fact, in my life I had 2 cats today. Actually 3. But the first one was completely black and the most recent one was completely white. So one died of old age and one to kidney failure, fortunately. Yeah. But since then I decided to not have a new pet. I just can't. I can't. Can't lose them again. Won't do that. Okay, that's a little bit of black raspberry. And okay, let me bring in a little bit of French gray 50% to make the transition. That's a little bit more of a brownish color, but I think that goes well with the clay rose. Yeah, like that. I think he's cute. Just bring back some of the black. Lost him a little bit there. Okay, that's better. Then what do we have? Oh, what eye color should he have? First cat had green eyes, so let's go with green. The jade green. And apple green. I just laid down the jade green. I don't want to stick the green out too heavy. I mean, it doesn't stick out on camera anyway. Let me see. So, but in reality, it's this apple green is very bright and it looks too unrealistic for me. I mean, let's talk about realism, right? Olive green. Just on the top and the bottom of the eye, of the iris. That's just the same way as I colored her eyes. I just use a little bit more olive green on him to make them look a little darker. And I think I had Not dark green, but marine green. Sorry for that. Phone. Okay. Where we were. What did we do? Was he finished? No. The bandages. Okay. So I used sienna, beige sienna, and I think it was chocolate. Where's chocolate? Chocolate. And was it chocolate? No, it wasn't. What? Espresso. And I think French Grace 70%. Where's beige sienna now? Yeah, there. Okay, so okay, let's start up here. I'm not sure, did the lighting change? Because actually I was gone for over an hour now. So if it looks different, sorry for that. And of course I lost a lot of time now, again. So it's already getting darker. So at least now you have an idea why I am so late with this page, because phone is ringing constantly for some weird reasons. Like at this moment, I don't know what's going on, but many people with the urge of communication somehow. Okay. Also, actually, I'm already waiting on the next phone call. That can happen anytime. Okay, for now, that's enough. Let me see if I can tilt this even more because of the glare. No, like this. I think it's a little bit better, at least in this area. Okay, then the espresso in the darkest areas. And I lay it down on these edges to make it appear as they were going above and beyond. At least a little bit. It should not have a super big gap between the layers of those bandages, but at least a little bit. The ones in the front, I try not to shadow that much. And on the outer edge of the face. Blend it in with the beige sienna. I don't think I used chocolate on this. I think I used it on this cat. Then the French Grace 70%. It's a little bit more on the grayish side compared to the espresso, so makes it look a little bit dirty. Okay. And I even tried to go in this direction and in this direction to give it a kind of structured look, but the space is too small. It doesn't look good, so I stepped down from that. Because then these little squares are too far or too big. It looks weird. So, okay, cool grade 90% again. You see, I like that one a lot. Actually, in some parts, I like it more than solid black. Not sure why, but not too much pressure again. Relatively light-handed. Okay, and then blend it all with French grade 20%. Once again, since this should look a little bit rough and like old fabric, I don't try to be too precise and too smooth when blending. If it's a little rough, then it's totally fine. It just adds to the look of this old style. So that's pretty easy. And then the arm. Once again, beige sienna first. Those on the back make a little darker. Okay, then espresso. Just for dark areas, we should go beyond. Once again, straight over the line. Something's making weird noises. I don't know. Something's going on, but I don't know what it is. Okay. The sun is going down. It's getting darker and darker outside. What the heck is that sound? Ah, maybe the apartment is haunted now. Would be fitting, right? Okay, cool, great. 90. Not too much pressure. Once again, pretty light-handed. If it's a little rough, once again, it's not too bad. It's okay. And blend it out with the 20%. And on the belly and stuff, I even used a little bit of white gel pen to smoothen out the lines on the bandages. Let's do that real quick too. As you can see here, the lines are brighter and not that prominent. And as I said, I don't know exactly on what part I did it. Oh, on the eyes and the mouth. I don't try to hit the line extremely exactly. I just more scribble over them so they don't vanish completely but get a little softer. So it's just the same. Where it's too rough, I just scratch it up and then do it again. But I'm not bothering too much with that. And I think it looks way smoother now. Although I did not cover the complete line. But it's not that harsh anymore. Okay, on the head. So that way all the shadows that we laid down work for themselves. Okay. Here. And since I use this, I totally get why people are annoyed when their gel pens don't do these smooth, continuous lines. But since I use them in that way so often, I usually don't bother that much. Although I have situations too where these gel pens drive me crazy, really, for not just working. But yeah, when I just scribble them over, I don't care. Okay, so that's 3 or 4, I would say. Last one. For this one, I only left out the kitty cat. Yes. Okay, so here I use the chocolate, espresso, beige sienna, oh, French Grey 20, pretty sure, French Grey 50. Okay. Yeah, I think that's that. Okay, so espresso for the brown parts. And I already started on these, I remember. Okay, so let's color in the ears just as we did here. So with a pink rose, but not pull it up too high. Then the clay rose. Always have to check if I say the correct color. Okay, and henna, just a little bit. Okay, but I think now I will use cream to blend that. Just a little bit to get that little bit of a hint. And then cool grade 10% to tone it down again, this yellow sheen. And then I see clay rose again, a little bit more in the middle of the ear. Yeah, I think that's better. What's that? Light umber, why not? Just on the outer parts. And I think that's already okay. Yeah, and then a little bit of chocolate to bring the brown tone in once again a little bit more. I think the feet need some brown too. Some more. The hands. Yeah, I think for now that's okay. Okay, so beige sienna. Light-handed this time. Whoop. Try not to use the side of the lead that has the sharpest edge possible. Okay. Lighter. towards the middle of the face. I think we will use some French grays towards the middle. A little darker on the outside and where the ears come down. Okay, then the darker parts. Okay, chocolate for the mouth. Once again, not pressing too hard. Okay. Espresso. The chin. Okay. I think on the other pages I pulled out this brown a little bit further, but I think for this one it's enough. Just blend it out with the beige sienna a little bit more. Maybe bring it down below the eyes with the beige sienna a bit. Not directly onto to the eye, just leave a little bit of a wide gap, but not that much. Okay, I think that's okay. Woo, harsh line. Okay, and then we work again on the head. Okay, then to the French grays, that's 50%. Under the chin, it can be a little darker. Okay, then French gray, 20%. Close the white parts that we had. Starting to blend a little bit more. Okay. It's 10%. 10%. Blending more. And then we go back to the to the darker colors. Now we worked from dark to light, and now we work back. So 50%. Okay, chocolate. Pull down the brown a little bit more. So this line is a little too harsh for me, so try to make this brown part a little bigger and a little more roundish. Okay, so then I need espresso. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's take the French gray. Oh, 90%. Okay, let's see if that's too dark. No, I think it's okay. And then I try to go in the direction that the fur would go if I would color fur. Pressing down not too hard. Okay. Okay. I think she's coming out good. I think that way it's better for you to see. But we have to play around a little bit more. She's too pale for my liking. A little too pale. I lost so much time. It's the same thing that happened to me yesterday. I lost so much time in between. It was this, oh my gosh, where's the time going? Where's the time going? I had so much and now I have none. Okay. Cool grade 90%. Just around the very edge. A little bit on the color. Okay. I like that. I like her. Okay, so the eyes. Okay, let's bring other colors. I want her to have blue eyes. So once again, I'm just winging. So powder blue in the middle. And what's that? Caribbean Sea. Did I color? Yes. So I just see that I colored the pupils here with fine liner, but I didn't do it on those two yet. So let's do that quick. Okay. Okay. Try not to touch it, just in case that it's not completely dry. Okay. Okay, good. Then Jelly Roll 10, size 10. I don't want the highlight to have a black outline, so I think that's better. Usually I change the positioning of the highlight completely, but in this case I think it's okay. Good, but I should be a little darker, I guess. What's a pretty blue? Cobalt blue hue. I really need a new sharpener. Okay. So just on the top edge. And on the bottom, the outline. Yeah, that's better. Okay, but we have to change the white parts a little bit too. So clay rose. And now I'm treating these like a human eye with a waterline. It will not be super prominent at the end, but it will be there. So, okay, and then, no, 30% is not enough. 70 is too much. Cool gray, 50%. Sharpened. I messed up. Yeah, don't touch the black, but also don't touch the white. Okay, and I pull down the gray even a little bit into the iris as a shadow, because a shadow doesn't go around an iris, it goes over. Okay, here too. So that's why I usually reposition the highlight, because if I color a shadow here, it doesn't make sense that I have a highlight here. But in this case, I leave it there. I don't reposition them. And a darker. Oh, let's take 90%. Why not? Just on the upper part. Get darker. And a tiny bit on directly on the line. Okay. Okay. And here too. And here. Okay. Yeah, I think that's better. Oh, what a hot mess. Okay. I think that's 30%. Just pulling it up even more. And I think that's better. Okay, okay. So, let's see. Let's see. Oh, without showing me. I like you, but you don't have to see it all. Okay. Okay. Look at it. Look at it. Aren't they sweet? Aren't they sweet? But now that I look at it, don't you think it's missing something? Like a little bit of depth, contrast, magic? That's it. Magic it is. 1 second. So, I took my wand. 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, I think that looks better. Right? I think the Tombow magic helps us to get over the finishing line. And with that said, from my side, although all the colors are not completely as vibrant due to the glare, since it's already completely dark, but I would say from my side, this is a finished page. I hope you like it. Thank you very much. Sorry that I skipped the Tombow part for you, but I'm running out of time, and I promise we will see us here again, and then we will do the Tombow magic in slow. But from my side, I would call this finish. Let me see if I can get you somewhere where you can actually see it a little better. So that's where we are. That's the finished page. And as I said, once again, thank you so much for staying here. Thank you so much for your patience and waiting for me to bring you new pages. Hope you like this. I know it's not really usable for a color along since I skipped so much, but yeah, I explained that. I think enough. So, so long. I wish you all a happy holiday, happy Halloween, however you say it. Once again, hope you liked it, and we will see us, you, me, in the next video. And thanks again. That's from my side. Bye.